All right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. The State of the Nation starts right now. Honorable Edwin Sifuna is with us here, Senator for Nairobi. Honorable Edward Muriu, Member of Parliament for Gatanga, is with us. And Honorable Geoffrey Ruku, Member of Parliament for Mbeere North. Thank you all for making time. Let's get into straight, hardcore politics now. And I'll start with you, Muriu. Is ODM's presence in government edging you out?
Maybe before I answer your question, Trevor, allow me to convey my best wishes through the Secretary General of ODM, Senator Sifuna, to the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga in his quest to be the chairman of African Union. I think he's in order because when he goes there, he would represent the entire country, not ODM. I also want to convey my best wishes to Anyang' Nyong'o, the party leader of ODM. He has a job to do. And yes, coming to the issues of the day, denying the existence of a broad-based government is like denying that you have eaten raw meat when the blood is on your face. And therefore, much as not everybody in ODM is for that idea, it is what it is. And therefore, as members of parliament, as members of the Senate, for me, from where I sit, I think is a clarion call for us to come now and do our job, not because of party affiliation, but because of the interest of the people. Because remember, as members of parliament, the legislature, both Senate and parliament, our role is to oversight the executive. And our role right now, the job has been cut out clearly to oversight this broad-based government. And therefore, despite what one would like to say here and there in terms of what it is right now, I cannot come and say I am criticizing my government. I think my role here is to do oversight.
Yeah.
And it's in the past is about blame game. Oh, Kenya Kwanza is doing this. Oh, ODM is doing the other. Here, we have a mongrel. We have a crossbreed of a government. And therefore, from where we are right now as legislatures, is to make sure that we're able to push what the public is saying. And I think there's a man from Rima who says, listen to the ground. Yeah. And people just castigate him. But he's talking the truth. But in this country and this world, people who talk the truth are not liked. Because that's the truth. The ground is saying there's other things. So I think we have a responsibility to ensure that we make sure that what the public want and what they're articulating, we become their voice to ensure that is how.
What is the ground saying from your perspective? Because there seems to be jitters in Mount Kenya. There's a rift there.
I would say this. 2 years down the line after election is a long time. And some of these problems are self-inflicted in the sense that when we hit the campaign trail, there are a number of things which we promised the people. We promised them, number one, we shall be able to finish all their roads, which was started by the previous government and finished them. We have not even started at all. We have not started even started the process of doing it. There are promises, yes, but we have not started. We promised them we'll be able to create jobs for our youth, the ones who are leaving university in thousands. We are trying, the government is trying, but we are not there yet. There is a serious epidemic on the ground for lack of jobs. In fact, the next disaster. I would like to say that openly. The next disaster in this country is unemployment of youth who have studied very well in universities and college, and they have no jobs.
So what is causing the rift in Mount Kenya today?
I'm trying to give you the scenario. That's because, remember we said we're going to fix the roads. It has not been fixed. We are going to fix the employment. It has not been fixed. We are going to fix the water. We have not fixed them. All those promises. We are going to fix the price of coffee, tea, and all the things and milk. We are not yet there. So people are becoming impatient.
Okay.
And there's simmering on the ground that this government promises heaven, but instead takes us to hell. And some of these their daddy stories is some of the issues which are coming to like confirm their concern and fears. And therefore, now that you have a broad-based government, I think it's high time now we bring our brains together and ask ourselves, where did the rain start beating this government? Okay. And we are talking to the government in all the channels. For example, this issue of Adan, we are telling them, look, much as we like to go to meet Trevor in Citizen, this one you can't defend. It's undefendable. Okay. And many other issues which are eroding the public confidence of Kenya Kwanza.
All right. Let me bring in Ruku.
Wait, I was supposed to respond to some of the things that he said.
Because you said Mount Kenya politics is there for today, but you can jump in.
Because you have allowed people who have no knowledge of issues of ODM to speak on ODM. Okay. When it comes to Mount Kenya, I'll keep quiet and listen to them. This is what I was saying, but I need to clarify something.
It is true. I'm not a member of ODM.
Let him finish.
I'm a member of the Democratic Party.
Let me say what I want to say, Ruku. You'll tell us about
I'm not ODM.
Please, absolutely. So don't speak for ODM. But you cannot have the Secretary General of a party seated next to you.
Trevor,
and you want to speak for your party.
We are privy to some matters.
Who says you should be the one to give us a position of
we are privy. We are privy to some matters, ODM.
I want to say this. We will tell our own story. Ruku is not the appointed spokesperson of ODM. I am. And I will tell my story. I will tell the story of where the party is. Truth does not change depending on who believes it or not. The truth will remain the truth. Do you know there are people in this world who think the earth is flat? Even in the face of evidence that it is not. So when Ruku decides that he's going to believe the things that he has heard in bars and other places of entertainment, instead of hearing directly from the horse's mouth, then you see that is his own problem. Now, the position of ODM, for instance, the policy position of ODM on the Hustler Fund was very well elucidated by Oparanya when he was the deputy party leader. When he goes into government, he speaks a different language. That is not the language of ODM. When he goes in there and he starts saying, now he'll start chasing around these young people. When I was with him at Kamkunji telling young people, and I said it even on this show, that take that money because a promise was made to you during the campaigns, that you will be given money for free, it will not be a loan. You don't pay it back. That is the position of ODM. That's not what he is saying. These people don't run policy proposals by us. Yesterday we had a central management committee. They didn't come to us saying the proposals like Wandai. Wandai was supposed to appear before my committee on energy this week on Tuesday to explain to us how he can be throwing bashes at home, yet Kenyans have no electricity. He ran away. A three-term member of parliament, in fact, the letter that came from his ministry was that he was on a familiarization tour of Olkaria. There is no way you can do 3 terms in parliament and you have not visited the critical infrastructure of this country. I am sure one day he has had opportunity to go to Olkaria as a member of parliament. He was running away. We will ask those difficult questions because they don't come to us and explain to us the proposals they are taking to government. And lastly, Trevor, the president himself said very clearly during the swearing in of these ministers that they are going there to implement the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. That is not ODM's agenda. In fact, if people within the Kenya Kwanza regime themselves cannot explain to you what bottom-up is, how do you think members of ODM would fare explaining that thing? I can assure you, those people are not there to do ODM's bidding. They are members of the Kenya Kwanza cabinet. So Ruku will try, and I have seen this concerted effort to push ODM. Some people are pushing us out of Azimio, others are pushing us into government. Please, we can walk, we have feet, Ruku. If we decide today we are going to join with the DP in Mount Kenya East, you will see me there. We are bold people, we are bold political party. Lastly, on what Muriwa said, I am not an expert on Murima, but I happened to be in Muranga last weekend. I can confirm that I have heard the things that he's saying here are being said on the ground there in Muranga. My brother Trevor, let nobody lie to you that anything has changed. I am telling you, even parachuting people like Wandai and the Sijui, Oparanya and Mbadi into government has not addressed the issues that have been raised by Kenyans. Those issues remain. The issue of unemployment, nobody has talked about it. And the simmering anger, nobody should lie to you that Kenyans are now happy. No Kenyan is happy. The issues that brought protests and people to the streets have not been addressed. parading people here. And I want to give the president free advice. I know he is a very seasoned politician. But in my short life as a politician, I've seen things also, Trevor. I remember when we were campaigning last elections, in fact, I think we were able to bring on board the largest possible coalition. I think the largest coalition this country has ever seen. We had 26 political parties. When we were signing that MOU for Azimio, we were 26 secretary generals lined up like this to sign that agreement. It doesn't matter how many political parties you bring at the top. It doesn't matter how many political leaders. I was telling Ruku, in Mount Kenya East alone, Azimio had 2 core principles. In fact, it was a logistical nightmare just to arrange seats because the front row alone has 26 principles. We lost the election. It doesn't matter how many political parties you bring to your side, how many politicians you bring into your government. If you're not addressing the issues of the people, I am telling you, you'll still come up short.
So this is not a political guarantee and a political instrument.
I'm telling you, I am hearing the same thing Muriu is hearing in his ground. Even here in Nairobi, the anger is palpable. This was the epicenter of the protests. Nothing has changed, Trevor, because there is no commitment, no effort to change or to even attempt to address the issues that were raised by the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ruku, so why is Mount Kenya East splitting from the rest?
Before I answer that question, Trevor, there's a saying in my community, and this I will try to translate because it's in my community language, that once you eat a hyena, you must run with the feet. Eating a hyena is running with the feet. The thing is, Trevor Sifuna, they have eaten the hyena, but he's ducking down. He doesn't want to come out.
To keep the feet in the pocket.
He doesn't want to come out and run with the feet of a hyena eye, so that we can see. Everybody can see that last night. Last night.
So have I eaten the hyena?
Where are the feet?
So Sifuna,
The eater or the hyena?
Sifuna he has been dining, you know.
Yeah.
Hyena, and he's here telling Kenyans, no, I have never even tasted.
So you're only
you know? So the thing is
maybe he gave me a piece of the hyena. I don't know. Where did we eat the hyena?
The thing is, the truth of the matter is, Sifuna is deep at the center of this government, and we can argue until cows come home, and that is the truth of the matter. As far as achievement of government, Kenyans can go to page 14 and 15 of today's Daily Nation, and they will see the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, what this Kenya Kwanza government, Kenya Kwanza ODM government, has been able to achieve so far in all sectors, from housing to agriculture, to digital superhighway and creative economy. The increase of government services, which are now online. If you need government services, you can get them online.
We'll get that tomorrow, because tomorrow
the statistics are there. But, as far as achievement of Kenya Kwanza ODM government is concerned at the moment.
Mount Kenya?
Sorry?
What is the problem in Mount Kenya? We saw you come out say Mount Kenya East will now speak for itself, and your political supremo is none other than Professor Kindiki Kithure. Why not?
Trevor, no, it's not about Professor Kindiki versus Rigathi Gachagua. No, it's about ecology politics or ecology issues, because Murio here, we're talking about avocado, we're talking about tea and coffee. The people of Siakariga, the people of Kerie, the people of Eshiara, the people of Tharaka, they will not talk about coffee, tea, and all those crops. They talk about green crumbs. They talk about the angot rearing. They talk about they need water for irrigation, because the agroecological zone of that side is completely different from this other side. And these are issues which have not been mainstreamed in previous government over the years. So we are just saying we have unique issues which need to be mainstreamed in the current government, so that our goat rearing can be more enhanced.
Yeah.
And we talk about the economies of scale. When we aggregate the goat rearing in Mbere, in goat rearing in Tharaka, then goat rearing in Imenti, we can have a full economy around goat rearing. When you talk about cotton farming in this country, cotton farming can do very well in that area.
Are you denying the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, as the political supreme of Mount Kenya? Because you
No, we have no issues.
You said
we have no issues.
Our representative will be Professor Kithure.
Yes, because Professor Kidiki, Justin Muturi, they come from that anchor ecological zone. They understand these matters very well. They have seen it.
Why didn't you include the
They have seen it. Because what?
Why didn't you include the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua?
You understand, the Deputy President has been given a job by the President to talk about coffee, to talk about milk.
Do you feel it doesn't?
We have no milk. We have no milk within our area. We have no coffee. We have no tea. We need to talk about millet farming, sorghum farming.
Allow me.
This is why Kenyans don't trust us.
Listen, Trevor. We have our unique issues. Totally unique issues which have never been mainstream in any previous administrations.
And they cannot be canvassed by the Deputy President.
We have senior sons who will come from that area who understand this ecological politics very well. We have Justin Musudi who come from that area. We have Professor Kithure Kindiki who come from that area. They are in this government. They can be able to say, yes, our people have serious concerns as far as millet farming, sorghum farming. EBL is the demand of sorghum in EABL is huge. Why can't government help us in farming of sorghum? Listen, and we supply this sorghum to EABL, our people will make money. When our brothers from the West are making money from coffee, tea, milk, and macadamia, we are making money from green gram, from sorghum, from our goats, from things that are supported by the nature of our ecology. Okay. So basically, that is what we are saying.
So why did
the other thing is, Trevor, because of that, because of our differences in economic issues, the number of kilometers of road tarmac, for instance, in my constituency, which is as an area of 771 square kilometers, are 38 kilometers. I am sure it's not the same in Katanga. Katanga is about 50 or more than 60% tarmac. In Mbere North, we are not even 10% tarmac. So the issues of Mbere, the issues of Tharaka, the issues of Meru are so unique. They need proper, someone who understands at the bottom rock of our community.
Deputy President understands?
No. Deputy President has a huge responsibility of tea, coffee, fighting alcohol, illicit alcohol, which is doing very well. Milk, which the job which is really doing it very well. So we're asking, what about cotton? What about green gram? What about millet? What about these other issues? We need economies of scale.
All right.
We need government to come
and inject,
and inject some revitalization of our economies.
All right.
So that our people of that area can be well represented in this government.
Okay. Muri, what is the problem in Mount Kenya?
I can see my brother, with a lot of respect, is trying to evade the question, which I can call the elephant in the room. And we say that be telling the people the truth. Mount Kenya is not joined by economic activities. No.
Correct.
The Mount Kenya, we are held by genetics. And just like your brother, one can have one cow, the other one has one goat, the other one is taking care of the two brothers' goats. Does not mean because they have got different economic empowerment, now they are different. Genetically, we are the same. And here my brother Ruto, what he's trying to run away from is again the fact that the kingpin who they pointed out, and he has dropped their names over here, they are not what you call a silver bullet to their millet, goat, cotton issues. That's not the issue. Because it's not a solution to that area's problem. but the issue here, Trevor, is very simple. One, we have a unique deputy president. Unique by the virtue of the fact how he was appointed. And this story is in public. When President Ruto decided to come up with a deputy president, he told all the Mrima leaders, give me one person I can be able to appoint, because they want to give that seat to the Mount Kenya. And of course, there were many competitors, and the least of them was the current deputy president. And as a result, despite the fact that he was not as popular as the others, the president, in his wisdom, appointed him. That's number one. Number two, when he took over, he went out to take over the Mount Kenya from Uhuru. Remember, when the second term of Uhuru was nowhere to be seen. And that's why President Ruto got an opportunity to take over Mrima. And that's why my friend Shifuna here is worried that despite all those many principles, they were not able to get Mrima on their side. They were planning to get 20%. I think they got about 12, 30, 40% of those down there. Now, President Ruto took advantage of the vacuum and he endeared himself with the people of Mrima. The crime which Rigathi Gachagua has committed is to reclaim back Mrima to himself. That's the crime he has committed. He has not committed any other crime. He has not been accused of the stealing. He has not been accused of insubordination. The only crime is political crime that he has now, by his virtue of the deputy president, want to come over and be the kingpin of Mrima. That is the only crime. And then Ruto and his colleagues, in their wisdom, they feel that by just trying to bring another kingpin, they want to make sure that the deputy president is lowered down. My take as a constitutional lawyer is very simple. Very simple. Because we can try to change these things on the face of the people and we look like liars.
Trevor,
Article 148
yes.
gives the ticket to two people, the president and the deputy president. They are not voted with two votes, one vote. They're in one ballot. And by the virtue that they are joined at the hip, you cannot disparage one and claim to like the other. That's number one. Number two, the other day, there was a discourse in the national debate whereby members of parliament from Vima were trying to bring up the issue about impeachment of the deputy president. And they seek audience with the president, and he gave them that audience. And they put their case across to him. We want to impeach the deputy president, and they gave out their reasons. Now, the president himself said, look, what crime has he committed? And those crimes you're talking about, can they sustain a threshold?
Wait.
Can they sustain a threshold?
No, let him finish.
Can they sustain a threshold of impeachment under our constitution? Because remember, it's about evidence, about facts, and remember, you even by the numbers you can try to impeach him, but when you go to the High Court, it can be said no. By the virtue of the Article 148, does not be the threshold. Okay. So what I'm trying to say long and short is this: the president himself told the members of parliament it is
to cool down.
To pull down.
Okay.
And therefore, what does that mean? He gave the deputy president a stamp of confidence
that
he's the right person. And remember, he's the appointing authority of the deputy president.
Sifuna, what do you make of this debacle?
Trevor, what did you say?
What do you make of this debacle in the Mount Kenya?
First, let me close that discussion we're having with the Ruku here, because he gave me a saying from there of eating hyenas to carry their feet. I want to even give him one from my community. We say you don't build a granary for the maize you pick on the roadside. I want you to think about it. You don't build a granary for the maize you pick on the roadside. You cannot be planning to build a granary for somebody else's harvest. We are not interested in being in government with you. It's not our government. Number two, when you hear Ruku speak, you know, Ruku, we said here that we have a responsibility to each other as a political class. When you misbehave, we are painted in the same light. And this is why Ruku wants us to look like we are together. Ruku is being dishonest. If you hear him talk, you will think I saw you reading the statement. You would think he was announcing the formation of a cooperative or a farmers' society for Mount Kenya East. That's not what you announced, Ruku. You were not talking about green grams. Suddenly it has become about green grams. We know what you are doing in Mount Kenya East. Just be honest with the people of Kenya and goods. Are you telling me that now the people all across Kenya who don't have milk, for instance, in Western Kenya, they grow sugarcane.
Yes.
They need their own spokesperson. Those who grow the kingpin. For the people who grow cotton, the fishermen need their own spokesperson. Let us be honest, Ruku.
Yes.
You are part of the reason why Kenyans don't trust politicians. We know what you are doing. It has been tried before. As Muriu said here, it is obvious that the president has somehow fallen out with, his deputy. It's just from a casual observation of politics, you know that is where the problem is. And in his mind, because he's a political animal, he's looking to see where now Muriu has run away with Muranga. Where can I get my votes again? Because, Trevor, let me remind you that this election was extremely close. It was called by a margin of 200,000 votes only. Now, we can sit and argue here whether the president has lost more than that number in just the 2 years that he's been president, leave alone even the Mount Kenya Manenos. So in his mind, he's looking at where he can show up his support. And this is something that has been tried and tested. By the way, for me, because I told you, and I confessed, that Mount Kenya siasa ilinishinda. Because we had also these machinations. You are not wrong, my brother. We had calculated that if we just get 20% of Murima, we will be home and dry. We didn't get it. We tried these things of getting Mount Kenya East to speak in their own voice, Mount Kenya West, the roads in West are better than East. These things that Ruku is trying to do. It is all meant to clip the wings of the deputy president. And his sins are political sins. You know, Trevor, personally, I made a commitment to the people of Kenya that I will speak the truth whether the sky falls, because that is who I am. Tell people the truth, Ruku, that now you are being used by a faction in your Kenya Kwanza government to try and split Mount Kenya. That is what you're trying to do. And then hoping that you can take a bit of Mount Kenya East, and then you go and talk to people in where did you say you are vying?
Nobody said anything about that. In fact, the story that you're running, ODM is going to work.
That's what they're trying to do. Those are the games that they are playing. Those are the games that they are playing, including what the State House tried to do here in Nairobi recently. Because you see, Trevor, politics is about perception. Yeah. It is all perception. Even when the facts are different. If I am seen, for instance, if a photo is taken of me with the deputy president, the perception there is that ODM is now in talks with the faction of Kenya Kwanza that is represented by the deputy president. You saw the hula baloo that came from what were they? Was it housewarming or homecomings? Yes, in Nyanza. So people are saying, now ODM is going to work with Ruto in 2027. Who has told you? Who has told you?
So can you
because
politics that they will not work?
Politics is perception, and I cannot tell you what will happen in 2027. Okay. How do I know? I am telling you, politics is such a dynamic game. But what we need to do is to be honest with each other. I'm sitting in my office the other day, and then I see a text message from the county chair of Nairobi, George Aladwa, saying, oh, Sifuna, the president is inviting members of ODM from Nairobi to go to State House. My brother, since when is a leader of a party that we are in opposition against, where did he get the powers to convene members of ODM? Where did he get powers to convene members of ODM? And he knows what he is doing. The people at State House, people like Hussein Mohammed, who was trying to be clever yesterday, and I want to challenge Hussein Mohammed. You know, he thinks everybody is like that boy, that young man, Morara, he was harassing here on Citizen, telling him, oh, I want Hussein Mohammed, I'm surprised today he hasn't called in. I'm surprised he hasn't called in to tell the people that Sifuna is lying. He's lying. State House tried to get members of ODM to go to State House. He knows it. The invitations are here. You know? So when he puts out a statement yesterday saying, oh, State House communicates formally when what is his name? The senator for Kisumu? Ojienda.
Tom Ojienda.
Yeah, when they were being called to State House there, the 9 of them, Kina Elisha and the others, did you see a letter to the SG of ODM saying, we want to meet with the Kina Elisha? Did you see a letter to the speaker saying, we want to meet? And Trevor, as Muriwa said, we must remain kosher. We must put the relationship between the executive and the legislature kosher. Yeah. My job is to oversight the executive. You cannot be summoning me to State House. As who? You do not have those powers constitutionally to summon any person. And as far as the political parties act is concerned, like my party leader cannot summon members of Ruku's political party to come to Capitol Hill under watch powers. So we want to call out people like Hussein Mohammed, the spokesman at State House. My friend Hussein, you and me know each other from a long time. I am not that young man you are harassing on Citizen. So don't tell lies, because I have the evidence.
Okay.
Yes.
Ruku, is there a plan to undercut the deputy president in Mount Kenya? Because this is what Muri is saying, the elephant in the room.
First, before I come to that point,
just
Trevor,
answer it directly so that you don't go around it. Is there a plan to undercut the deputy president in Mount Kenya region?
Trevor, Sifuna, you know, he's attacking Hussein Mohammed, and it's not right. Hussein Mohammed is not here to defend himself.
He will call in. I am sure he's watching. Give him the number that he used to call last time when Morara was here.
We know Hussein Mohammed is working for president and is doing a good job. So far, for the last 2 years, he has done an exemplary job. And we get a lot of communication on what the government is doing and what president is planning from Hussein Mohammed. Now, we saw the reception which President got in Nyanza. I don't know whether Sifuna attended President visit in Nyanza, in Western. And I'm
not that idol.
And in coastal region. The truth of the matter.
Not that idol. I have a
the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is that President William Ruto got a very, high welcoming reception in Nyanza, in coast, and in Western areas where. ODM got huge number of votes in those areas. And at the moment, President is getting very good reception in those areas. So what we are saying is that we want President to form the next government, 2027, 2032. And we want to be in this government. Every politician work hard to form the next government, to be in the government. Mm-hmm. Coming to your question, Trevor, we respect the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Mm-hmm. He has a job to do. He has been given a job by the President to take care of coffee, tea, and those issues. But what we are saying is, we don't. 3/4 of our region, the region we are talking about, doesn't have some of these crops.
Okay.
We have different economic activities. Can these economic activities also be mainstreamed in the government?
But the question is, why can't...
So is Kindiki going to mainstream?
No. Can this be mainstreamed in the next...
Professor Kindiki will
be the one to mainstream.
He also has his own duties. Why is it easier to add him?
And you have a CS for agriculture from the mountain.
Yeah. You see...
From Meru.
Yes. And also the other thing, there are claims. There are serious claims which I don't want to get into some of those issues, some of those claims at the moment, Trevor. But the point is, we want to give the President of the Republic of Kenya an enabling environment to deliver to the people his promises.
You don't think the current environment is enabling?
Trevor, what happened in June 25th this year was a turning point of this nation. The government was going on 25th of June this year. And it was a serious turning point. And that's why you have seen the President of the Republic of Kenya is in office a few days, and then the other days is out in there trying to communicate what his government is doing. Because as we have agreed from the beginning of this show, that there is a problem as far as communications is concerned on what the government is doing. That's why we are having chaos at the airport. The government of the Republic of Kenya was coming down on June 25th. So we need to give the president an enabling environment by ensuring that there are no politics which can deter him from achieving or from delivering to the people of Kenya. And when the president of Kenya succeeds, each and every Kenyan will succeed.
Okay.
The rise of Kenyans will improve. So we have to do whatever it takes to ensure that enabling environment is achieved.
Okay. So
whether it is through ensuring that we have ODM in government, so be it. Okay. Whether it is ensuring we have Mount Kenya West and Mount Kenya East so that the president can be able to achieve, so be it. Whether it is ensuring that the Secretary General of ODM can be able to understand what the broad government is all about, we will hammer that point to him until he understands what broad-based government is all about. Okay. So the point is, if the President of the Republic of Kenya fails, it is Kenyans who will fail. If we succeed, it is Kenyans who will succeed. Okay. We have a responsibility. And actually, even the oath we take in Parliament, the oath which Sifuna took in Parliament, as a part which says you're going to, you can read it in the Constitution. I don't know.
But first, before we even go there, let me bring up some of the sound bites and some of the issues that you guys raised on this conversation, because it seems we are all skirting around there.